Good day everyone, my name is Nofatini Hazika and today I will be presenting on quiet quitting and its impact on hiring. This topic has become especially relevant in today's workplace where many organizations are struggling not only to retain employees but also to attract new talent. Quiet quitting may sound harmless at first, but when it's spread across the workforce, it creates serious challenges for hiring and organizational performance. In this presentation, I will explain what quiet quitting is and why it matters to hiring, its impact on employees, organization, and talent acquisition, and finally, what companies can do to address it.
I recently learned about this term called quiet quitting, where you're not outright quitting your job, but you're quitting the idea of going above and beyond.
But quiet quitting is this thing where I don't quit the job, but I basically will dial back my effort and give you the minimum. So you pay me to do this job, and I will do the basic minimum amount to do the job, where you can't really fire me because I'm not really doing anything badly or wrong, but I'm also not going above and beyond at all.
The only reason workers are quiet quitting is because they can't afford loud quitting. They can't afford to live, they can't afford not to work, and oftentimes they have to suffer through the most toxic work environments and choose which type of bankruptcy they prefer, emotional or financial.
As you can see from the TikTok video shown earlier, quiet quitting is not just a theory discussed in textbook. It is a real experience shared by many employees around the world. The video highlights how people feel exhausted, unmotivated, and emotionally disconnected from their job even though they continue working. This short clip helps us understand that quiet quitting is often a response to workplace stress, burnout, and unmet expectation rather than a lack of responsibility. With that in mind, let's now take a deeper look at this issue and how it impacts organization, especially in terms of hiring. So, what exactly is quiet quitting? Quiet quitting does not mean employees are resigning from their jobs. Instead, it refers to employees doing only what is required in their job description. No extra effort, no overtime, and no emotional attachment to the organization. This trend started gaining attention in the early 2020s, especially during the COVID-19 era. During that time, many employees experienced high level of stress, burnout, and work-life imbalance. As a result, people began setting stricter boundaries at work to protect their mental health. However, quiet quitting is also a sign of falling engagement. When employees stop caring beyond basic, it affects their performance and, more importantly, the long-term stability of the organization. Over time, this disengagement creates problems not just internally but also externally, especially in hiring. Quiet quitting matters greatly to hiring because it often leads to higher employee turnover. When disengaged, employees eventually leave. Organizations are forced to fill more job vacancies. With more vacancies, hiring teams face increased pressure. Recruiting becomes more frequent, more expensive, and more time-consuming. At the same time, organizations that struggle with disengaged employees often develop a poor company image. Potential candidates may hear negative feedback through word of mouth, online review, or social media. As a result, it becomes much harder to attract high-quality talent. In short, quiet quitting doesn't just affect current employees, it directly weakens the organization's ability to hire effectively. Interestingly, quiet quitting is not entirely negative from the employee's point of view. For some individuals, it can actually be good for mental health. By setting boundaries, employees may avoid burnout and improve their overall well-being. It can also lead to better work relationships as employees are less stressed and less likely to feel exploited. In this sense, quiet quitting highlights a deeper issue. It shows that employees are reacting to unhealthy work environments, not simply becoming lazy. This perspective reminds us that organizations should not just blame employees, but instead reflects on workplace culture and management practices. For employees, quiet quitting has several consequences. First is low engagement. When employees are disengaged, they lose emotional connection to their work and the organization. Second, there is reduced motivation. Employees may stop looking for ways to improve or innovate because they feel their efforts are not valued. Third, quiet quitting can increase stress on remaining staff. When some employees do the bare minimum, others may need to pick up the extra workload, leading to resentment and burnout. Finally, quiet quitting sparks more turnover. Over time, disengaged employees are more likely to leave, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. From an organizational perspective, the effects are even more serious. One major impact is lower productivity. When employees only do the minimum, overall output and quality of work decline. Organizations also face higher recruitment costs. Replacing employees requires spending on job advertisement, interviews, onboarding, and training. In addition, quiet quitting leads to poor team performance. Collaboration weakens, communication breaks down, and trust among team members is reduced. Over time, this results in culture breakdown, where employees no longer feel aligned with the organization values or goals. Quiet quitting creates direct challenges for talent acquisition. First, more frequent hiring is needed due to higher turnover rates. Second, the recruitment process becomes slower and harder, hiring managers who struggle to find candidates who not only have the right skill but also the right attitude. Third, candidates may doubt the company work culture. Signs of disengagement such as high turnover or poor employee branding raise red flags for job seekers. Lastly, the engagement levels are difficult to assess during interview. A candidate may appear motivated but later become disengaged if underlying cultural problems remain unresolved. If quiet quitting is ignored, the consequences can be long-term and damaging. Organizations may experience an increasing turnover rate, which further increases hiring costs. A poor reputation as an employer can spread quickly, making it harder to compete for top talent. Eventually, the organization becomes less competitive in the market, affecting not only hiring but also overall business performance. To address quiet quitting, organization needs proactive solution. First, they should improve engagement and communication by listening to employee concerns and encouraging feedback. Second, companies should make work feel meaningful by clearly connecting individual roles to organizational goals. Third, having a clear employees retention plan helps employees see a future within the organization. Fourth, improving benefits and rewards show appreciation for employees' effort. Fifth, managers should be trained in emotional intelligence so they can better understand and support their teams. Finally, organizations should provide training and career growth opportunities which motivate employees to stay engaged and committed. In conclusion, quiet quitting is not just an employee issue. It is a signal that something is wrong with company culture. Strong leadership, open communication, and meaningful engagement can significantly reduce quiet quitting. By addressing this issue, organizations can improve hiring effectiveness, employee retention, and overall productivity. Instead of seeing quiet quitting as a threat, companies should view it as an opportunity to build healthier and more sustainable workplaces.